Welcome back to MathMedC. Today we are going to see the scatter graph in a statistics. What is meant by a scattered graph? What is meant by a graph? First means plotting the point and connecting it is called a graph. Scattered graph means two pieces of information that belongs together. For example, if your measure hour of revise and test score for each student means each student gives you a one plot. That means the scattered graph. That means one we have a low mark and more revision, high mark, less revision. That and all comes means it will scatter that somewhere in that graph. That is called a scattered graph. Looks like the not in the order, and it looks like that then and there. A scatter graph shows the relationship between two numerical variables. Each point represents one pair of values x comma y. That is, each pair will represent. Already I said that hour of revision and the score of each student varies. So each point represents one pair of value x comma y. Scattering plot instantly reports a large volume of data. It is beneficial in the following situation. How it is beneficial means, if we take the large set of data in a point given means each set compares a pair of values. That means if you select somewhere in the graph means it has the set of values of x and y. That denotes the scattered graph. The given data is a numerical form. Numerical form of values called x comma y. Then the sorry. It is used to do people who revise more get higher marks. That and all comes on the scattered graph. And the types of the patterns of here, the correlation is the relationship shown by the scattered graph. It describes how the two variables moves, either a positive, negative, or no correlation. Positive means dot moves upward, negative means dot moves downward, and no correlation means no pattern to that. To define that this is the way of the correlation, or we cannot say that because it is a no correlation. Outlier means outlier, the line best fits means it the point that does not fit the pattern. It may indicate error or unusual circumstance. That is called that. For example, a bug formed in the program is called outliers. It helps us to estimate the correct values to fit it. A line of best fit means it is a straight line you draw through the dots to show the overall trend. It helps us to estimate. If someone revises for 4 hours, you can use the line to guess their score. That is called the line of best fit. It should have roughly equal parts above and below. It should follow the direction of correlation, that is positive or negative. It does not need to pass through any specific point. You have to, that is not needed, and the line helps us to make the prediction. That is the line of best fit. Okay, now we can see the diagram for the correlation, how we have to find that. Okay, now we have first to see the positive correlation. And the positive correlations means dot moving upward, For example, we can put the graph plots x and y. For example, I am putting here, this is a line going upward and the points is always like this, joining this. This is the positive correlation, strong positive correlation. Okay, if somewhat this is a weak positive correlation, but it is a weak positive correlation. Okay, is coming down. This is dots nearer to the line, and this line is called the negative, strong negative correlation. And similar to that, in the line, dots will fall to the line, means this is a strong negative correlation. Okay, now we have to see the no correlation, that is no line, no points of a suggestion, and this is called the no correlations. You have understand the no correlation. Okay, now we can see the line of best fit, means it is the line passing through that and looks on the same, somewhat nearer and nearer to the strong correlation. That is called the line of best fit. That is a demand curve occurs on the one-way fare. That is called the best fit diagram. Each dot is pair values. In the line of best fit goes through the middle of the dots. That is the dots, middle of the dots. It shows the generally direction of the data. You can use it to predict the values. Line of best fit is the straight line that best represents the pattern of dots. Does not touch every dot, but some of the dots is touched by the line. That line is called the line of best fit. Okay, now we have to see the fully what is a scattered graph. Scattered graph is the relationship between two numerical variables that has every plots has the two numerical pair x and y. Scattered pairs are the beneficial following situations. It has the numerical value and pair value. You can select any of the value in the graph plot. It has the x-axis and y-axis, and the correlation is the relationship of the scattered graph. It describes how the variables moves is positive correlation, negative correlation, and no correlation. Positive correlation means dot moves upwards, and negative correlation means dot moves downwards, and no correlation means there is not a specific value to find that this is the type of graph moving, will scattered all and all from the graph. And outlier means the error found in the graph, that is called the outlier. Next, the line of best fit means the line, some of the lines can touch the dot and some not touch the dot. Similar to the strong positive correlation. Here some of the diagrams which we know that the diagram, this is called a strong strong positive correlation because the graph moves upward and the line, some of the dots is very nearer to the line but not touching is called the positive, strong positive correlation. This is a strong negative weak positive correlation. This is coming down, so it is a strong negative correlation. This is weak negative correlation. And this one we have no line, that is called no correlation. This one is called a line of best fit because some of the dots covered by the line and some moves nearer to the line, so it is called line of best fit. This one all comes in the scattered graph. Okay, now we can see the next subtopic in the scattered graph, which is interpolation or extrapolation. Okay, interpolation and extrapolation. When we use the line of best fit to estimate the value inside the data range, that is called interpolation or reliable. But if we estimate a value outside the data range, that is called extrapolation or unreliable because the trend may continue. Okay, here we know the interpolation means the line of best fit to the estimate a value inside the data range is called interpolation. For example, how to say means interpolation, estimating the value between two known points on the graph or a table. You already know two values. You find a value in the middle of that two values is called interpolation. For example, we can say at 2 hours means if we studied for a 2 hours means 40 marks, and if you study for 4 hours means 60 marks means, then we have to estimate the score at the 3 hours means that 3-hour estimation is called interpolation. That is between the two values, known values, is called interpolation. You stay inside the data, usually more accurate, and you can fill in the gap. Okay, next, extrapolation means easy explanation. Extrapolation means estimating a value outside the known data is called extrapolation. You can go beyond the point you go already. That is 2 hours means 40 marks, 4 hours means 60 marks means, if you have to find this for the 6 hours means you can't find that goes outer the value of the value of a known value, that is called the extrapolation. Okay, beyond the fine you have already known means extrapolation. This is an example for the interpolation and extrapolation. Here, let me draw another big one to know the value. This is a line of best fit, and we have to make that if some points here, and some are more here. This here we have the maximum values and the minimum values. This is called extrapolation. This is called extrapolation, and this is called the interpolation, because this and this we have known value, and this inside the value is called interpolation. That is called the interpolation value. Okay, the value behind and value inside. For example, we can see the equation. A line of best fit passes through the point 10, 40 and 20, 90. This is a question. Here we have the two numerical value, that is 1 and 2. We can write x1, x1, y1, x2, y2. x1 is 10, y1 is 40, and x2 is 20 and y2 is 90. Here we always know that line of best fit means the line of it is the line of best fit. This shows that the gradient value, we can find the gradient value. M is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Substituting the known values in the given formula, we can find the m value, that is y2 is 90 and y1 is 40 divided by x2 is 20 and x1 is 10. 90 minus 40 is 50 and 20 minus 10 is 10, and the value we can find is 5. So m is equal to 5 and the slope is equal to 5. To find the equation of the line, use the point slope form. That is, we know the point slope form is y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. We know the values. M is equal to 5 and the value a of 10, 40. That is x1 and y1 value. Substitute in the equation given in the slope equation, we can find the value of line of equation y minus 40 is equal to 5 into x minus 10. We can take the inside the bracket 5x minus 50, rearranging it in the y equal to mx plus c. We get y minus 40 is equal to 5x minus 50. Taking the y aside and taking the 40 on the another right hand side, y is equal to 5x minus 50 plus 40, y is equal to 5x minus 10. Estimating the y value when x is equal to 15, we get y is equal to 5 into x value. We know that x is equal to 15, so 5 into 15 minus 10, y is equal to 5 15s are 75 and minus 10 is equal to 65. X lies between 10 and 20. That means we are estimating that inside the data range, because that 10 and 20 means x always lies in the 10 and 20 means we know the value of 10 and we know the value of 20. So the known values inside means it is interpolation. See here, when we use the line best fit that to estimate the inside the data range, that called interpolation. Inside the data range means it is the interpolation. I think you have understand this. If any questions, please intimate in the comment. I will clear you. Thank you. I will see you in the next session. Bye.